Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into a story that's, well, it's just deeply upsetting. It's about Tom and Jackie Hawks, a couple who finally reached their retirement dream, only to have it turned against them in the worst possible way.
Yeah, it's a chilling one. We're going to trace how what should have been a straightforward sale of their yacht, the well-deserved, became this incredibly calculated, complex murder plot. It's really a stark look at greed and deception.
Absolutely. And their dream, their background, it's so crucial to understanding how this happened. So let's start there. Tom and Jackie, they met back in '86.
That's right, mid-'80s at a chili cook-off down in Newport Beach, California. Classic California story in a way. They got married in '89.
And Tom already had two sons, teenagers at the time.
He did. And Jackie, she'd had a really bad motorcycle accident when she was younger, around 22, and sadly couldn't have children of her own. But she just poured all that love into Tom's sons, became completely devoted to them.
They called her mom, didn't they?
They absolutely did. She was their mom. Sounds like a really close family. And they shared this huge goal together, retiring early.
Yeah, this wasn't about being rich. They weren't wealthy. They were just incredibly disciplined savers, right? Frugal, planned everything.
Exactly. Your classic hardworking couple who knew what they wanted. And by 2002, they'd done it. They achieved the goal.
Sold the house, took the proceeds, and bought this yacht. It was what described as a beat-up old small yacht.
Something like that, yeah. But they put their heart into it, fixed it up, and named it the Well-Deserved.
Which says it all, really.
It really does. And for 2 years, they lived that dream, sailing up and down the coast, California, Mexico, just enjoying, the rewards of all that hard work.
Simple life on the water. But then, in 2004, things changed. Family news.
Big news. Their son announced he and his wife were expecting. Tom and Jackie's first grandchild was on the way.
And for Jackie especially, given her history, the idea of being a grandmother.
It was everything. Suddenly, the sailing dream didn't seem as important as the grandparent dream.
So the plan shifted. Sell the well-deserved. They listed it for, what, around $500,000?
About $500,000, yeah. The idea was to buy a house on land, be closer to their son and the new grandbaby. Very understandable.
They put an ad in a fishing magazine, I think it was, in November 2004, and almost right away.
Almost instantly, this young couple responds. Skylar DeLeon, he was 25, and his wife Jennifer, just 21. They seemed eager, ready to buy quickly.
The Hawks must have been thrilled, told their sons the deal was closing in days. And then silence.
Complete silence, which, as you said, was just not like them at all, especially with a huge sum of money supposedly about to land in their account.
That silence immediately triggers alarm bells for Tom's brother, Jim Hawks. And Jim wasn't just any brother, he was a retired police chief.
Right, so he had instincts and he knew Tom and Jackie. He drives straight down to Newport Beach, finds the yacht.
But it doesn't look right.
Not at all. Jim knew boats, and more importantly, he knew Tom. Tom was meticulous. The boat Jim found was sloppy, lines hanging loose, tarps off panels, dirty towels visible, just messy.
So Jim thinks, okay, the new owners must be messy. They've taken possession already.
That was his initial assumption. He leaves a note trying to reach these new owners, and he gets a call back.
From Jennifer DeLeon.
Yes. And she sounds calm, collected, confirms the purchase, says, yeah, they bought it, paid in cash, watched Tom and Jackie drive off in their Honda SUV.
And she adds a detail that they were heading towards Mexico, maybe near where their son lived in Arizona. Seems plausible. Covers the silence, maybe.
On the surface, maybe.
Yeah.
But Jim's gut, that police chief gut, it wasn't buying it. So he makes another call, a crucial one.
To their financial manager, Patricia, also a friend.
Exactly. He asks her, did the money arrive? Did that $500,000 deposit come through?
And the answer?
A definitive no. Not a penny had been deposited.
Okay. That's it. That's the moment it shifts from maybe they're out of touch to something is seriously wrong.
Absolutely. The money had to be there if the sale was real. Jim immediately reports Tom and Jackie missing. And the police now have clear persons of interest, Skylar and Jennifer DeLeon.
And when the police start digging into Skylar DeLeon,
Red flags pop up immediately, big ones. He's a convicted felon, served time for armed robbery.
So motive is there, history of violence is there.
Right. But Skylar, when police approach him, he's surprisingly cooperative at first.
Six to the story. Cash handover, paperwork signed, Hawks drive away.
Yep. Mentions the date, November 15th. Mentions a notary, Kathleen Harris. Mentions a witness, Alonzo Mason. Sounds detailed.
But the police are stuck on the money. How does a 25-year-old felon get $500,000 in cash?
And Skylar's first explanation is, Well, it's out there.
A Power Rangers story.
The Power Rangers story. Claims he was a child actor or extra back in the 90s and saved up all this cash.
I mean, come on. That falls apart immediately, surely.
Oh, instantly. So then he shifts. He gives them what sounds more like the truth, or at least part of it.
Okay, what's story number 2?
He confesses the cash is dirty. Says it's stolen drug money from some kingpin. Money he managed to stash before his last prison sentence.
Whoa, so he just admits to possessing a huge amount of stolen drug money?
He does. And in doing so, he reveals his real motive for buying the yacht. It wasn't about sailing. It was about money laundering.
Right. Turn that hot cash into a tangible asset, the boat, which he could then sell later for clean money.
Exactly. He basically confessed to a major federal crime right there on tape.
Okay, pause here. This is kind of wild from a police perspective. They have him admitting to money laundering, but they're desperate to find the Hawks.
Desperate is the word. So they make this incredibly risky deal.
They agree not to charge him with money laundering
if he cooperates fully with the missing persons investigation.
That's a huge gamble, giving up a concrete federal charge for cooperation from their prime suspect in a potential murder.
Massive gamble. They were clearly terrified. The Hawks were alive, but in immediate danger. But it meant they lost almost all their leverage if or when Skyler's story changed again, which of course it did.
But they get lucky. A break comes from outside the interrogation room.
Yeah, the media bulletin, pictures of the Hawks, pictures of their Honda SUV circulated widely.
Someone sees the SUV.
Someone in Mexico recognizes it, and the police track it down. But crucially, the person who has it didn't get it from Tom and Jackie.
Let me guess. He got it from Skyler DeLeon.
Bingo. The man confirms Skyler gave him the vehicle.
That's the smoking gun for the lie, isn't it? Proof positive Skyler didn't watch them drive away. He had their car.
It completely blows his story apart. The police finally have what they need. They arrest Skyler immediately.
On the money laundering charge, they initially agreed to drop.
Yep. They use his earlier confession now that his cooperation proved worthless. And a search of his and Jennifer's place turns up more damning evidence.
What do they find?
Things belonging to the Hawks. Laptops, video cameras, personal items a couple wouldn't just leave behind if they were happily driving off to start a new life.
Okay, so Skyler's locked up. Now the police can really lean on the others involved in this supposed sale. The notary, Kathleen Harris.
Right. Under pressure, her story collapses. She admits she never met Tom and Jackie Hawks. Skyler just paid her cash to backdate the paperwork. The whole transaction was a sham from the start.
Creating a false paper trail.
Exactly. And that leaves the witness, Alonzo Mason.
Who was he? How did he get involved?
Alonzo was. Well, he seems to have been young, maybe easily impressed or manipulated.
Yeah.
He actually met Skyler in prison during Skyler's previous stint. Alonzo was a jailer there.
Oh, wow. So Skyler groomed him.
It appears that way. And Skyler didn't tell Alonzo they were going to steal a boat and possibly commit robbery. No, he spun this elaborate tale.
What did you tell him?
Skyler claimed he was some kind of international assassin.
Seriously?
Seriously. And that he'd been hired to kill two really bad people who just happened to be Tom and Jackie Hawks. She offered Alonzo $1 million to help him carry out this supposed hit.
$1 million to a young jailer. That's quite the lure.
Huge lure. So the plan wasn't a sale. It was an execution disguised as a sea trial. The crew for this trial on November 15th was Skyler, Alonzo, and a third guy.
John Kennedy. Described as a muscular gang member.
Right. So picture this. Tom and Jackie show up, expecting a final test drive before getting their cash, and they meet these three guys.
And Tom, remember, he's former law enforcement, a probation officer. He had a sense for trouble.
Exactly. He apparently took one look at Skyler, Alonzo, and Kennedy, and his alarm bells went off. He felt apprehensive, suggested maybe they reschedule. He was sensing the danger.
Skyler must have realized he was about to lose them.
He did. So he plays his ace card. He calls Jennifer,
His wife.
who immediately drives over. And she's not alone. She brings their baby daughter, 1-year-old.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Jackie, who desperately wanted to be a grandmother, sees this young mother and this little baby.
And her guard just drops.
Completely. She talks to Jennifer, holds the baby. She's charmed, put at ease. Tom sees Jackie relax, so he relaxes too. The bait worked perfectly.
He's just so calculated using a baby like that.
Utterly calculated. And Jennifer knew exactly what was planned. As soon as the Hawks were disarmed psychologically, she made an excuse the baby was fussy or something and left. Right before Tom and Jackie boarded the yacht with the three men.
So Jennifer wasn't just complicit. She was instrumental in the setup.
Absolutely. She delivered the key that unlocked Tom and Jackie's trust.
So they head out, far out into the ocean, away from shore, away from witnesses.
Miles out. Once they're sufficiently isolated, the plan kicks into action. Skylar and John Kennedy lure Tom below deck, probably down to the bedroom area, under some false pretense.
Oh, they handle Tom.
Alonzo knows his role. He attacks Jackie up in the galley of the kitchen area, throws her down, handcuffs her. It was fast, coordinated.
They bring Jackie downstairs then, to where Tom is.
Yes, down to the bedroom where Tom is already subdued, handcuffed on the bed. And it's there, in that horrific situation, that Jackie pleads with Skylar.
What did she say? Do we know?
Alonzo recounted it later. She said something like, "Why are you doing this? We just met your wife. I just held your baby. All we want is to go be with our children, our grandchildren." Just appealing to any shred of humanity.
And Skylar's response?
Tape. Ordered tape put over their mouths, over their eyes. Blinded and silenced.
Just awful. But even then, Tom.
Even then, Alonzo remembered this moment. Tom, handcuffed, somehow managed to move his hand close enough to Jackie's, stroked her hand, and told her, "It's going to be okay. No matter what happens, we'll be together."
Oh my God. His final act was comforting her.
Incredible devotion in the face of pure evil.
They didn't kill them there, though. They brought them back up on deck.
Yes. Brought them up, still bound, and forced them to sign the documents. The bill of sale for the yacht, paperwork giving Skylar access to their bank accounts.
And this is where Jackie made that small act of defiance.
That's right. On one of the documents, signing her name, she deliberately misspelled Hawks, left the S off. A tiny signal, maybe hoping someone would notice, that she was signing under duress.
A desperate message in a bottle. Almost.
Almost, yeah. But their fate was sealed. Skylar then directs Alonzo to get the anchor, the main boat anchor, heavy.
And he uses the anchor chains.
Yes. He takes the bitter end of the chain, that's the very end that's secured to the boat, and attaches it directly to Tom and Jackie's handcuffs. They're secured together, back to back.
And then he just throws the anchor overboard.
Throws the heavy anchor over the side. The chain immediately snaps taut, yanking Tom and Jackie violently towards the edge of the boat.
Alonzo heard a sound.
He described hearing a loud, audible cracking sound. The speculation is that it was Jackie's head hitting the side of the boat as they were pulled.
Did they try to resist?
Tom apparently tried to hold on, fight against the immense weight and the boat's movement.
Yeah.
But it was impossible. The anchor just dragged them relentlessly.
Slowly over the side.
Slowly, horribly over the side. They hit the water, fully conscious, and began sinking instantly. Pulled down 3,500 feet to the ocean floor.
3,500 feet. Gone.
Gone. And Skylar. His reaction, according to Alonzo, it's just beyond disturbing.
What did he do?
As they disappeared under the waves, he apparently shouted, "Woo!" Ran to the rail, looked down into the water like, Alonzo said, like a giddy child, grinning, laughing, until the water was calm again.
Just pure psychopathy. No empathy. No remorse. Just glee.
Zero. It's hard to fathom.
And the aftermath. The police found the Hawks video camera in the Dillion's house.
They did. And this, for me, is maybe the darkest detail of all. The last footage on that camera, recorded by Jackie.
What was it?
It was her, happily filming on the boat, talking excitedly about the sail, about seeing her grandchild soon, just radiating hope and happiness.
And then the footage cuts.
Abruptly. It cuts directly to video shot just days later. It's Skylar and Jennifer having Thanksgiving dinner, playing with their daughter.
They recorded over Jackie's last moments.
Deliberately. Recorded their own mundane family life right over the final happy memories of the people they'd just murdered. It wasn't enough to kill them and take their money. They had to literally erase them.
That's a level of coldness that's hard to comprehend, replacing their life with theirs instantly.
It speaks volumes about the complete lack of value they placed on Tom and Jackie's lives.
So the legal consequences. What happened to everyone involved?
Alonzo Mason, because he confessed fully and testified, detailing the entire plot, he received a significantly reduced sentence, 20 years.
Okay. And Jennifer DeLeon, the wife who used her baby as bait.
Jennifer was convicted. She got life in prison without any possibility of parole.
And the two men who carried out the murder, Skylar DeLeon and John Kennedy.
Both Skylar DeLeon and John Kennedy were sentenced to death.
So, wrapping this up, what do we take away from this incredibly disturbing case? It feels like more than just greed.
Oh, it's far more. I mean, the calculation is staggering. They identified the Hawks' greatest vulnerability, which was actually their greatest strength, their love for family, their excitement for their grandchild, and they twisted it into the perfect weapon to lure them into isolation.
It wasn't random. It was targeted exploitation of their goodness, their trust.
Exactly. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment crime. It was a cold, premeditated ambush where the victim's best qualities sealed their fate.
And it leaves you with a really unsettling thought, doesn't it? That speed of erasure you mentioned. Killing them wasn't enough. They had to immediately overwrite their memories, their existence, with their own lives on that same video camera.
Right. And that prompts a final question maybe for you listening. What does that act, that immediate, almost compulsive need to erase the victim's memories and replace them with your own, what does that tell us about the psychology behind crimes, driven solely by that cold financial calculation? When human life has absolutely zero value next to an asset, what does that look like?